we go. Salute to Knicks Nation. CP the franchise here. Solo Dolo Rapid Fire Live. I'm not even, in the regular setup, man. I'm chilling on this Saturday night. Trying to get some downtime, trying to relax a little bit. But Leon Rose and the Knicks have made a move. They have signed PJ Tucker to a 10-day contract. If you guys are impressed by that, let me know in the chat. But, in all seriousness, we did speak about this to Ian Begley this week. Shout out to our guy, Ian Begley. And this was his candidate for the Knicks' last roster spot. And, hey, Leon Rose made the move. Now, it's only a 10-day contract. However, Ian Begley did say today on Twitter that Tucker was high on the Knicks list for a couple of reasons. Number one, being a veteran presence, being a guy who could provide some insurance in the front court. He can play the five as a veteran. And, yeah, he's close to 40. But that's just what it is, right? So, listen, man, for a team, we've been talking about this team that's been missing grit. He can provide that. Is he washed? I think he's totally washed. He's extremely washed. That's why I said, I'm not impressed by it. But as Ian Begley said this week, listen, it's the 15th roster spot. He's not going to play anyway unless it's extreme emergency. So you bring him in for the intangibles. Somebody to get the locker room together, remind these guys that they're playing soft. And, yeah, it's a little chummy in the locker room right now. They might need a little push, a little kick, you know what I mean, to finish out this season strong. So I'm not mad at it. You bring them in and you try to get the locker room together. You bring a veteran presence in there and, God forbid something really bad happens, then you can put them out there at the five. I mean, hell, right now with the front court being so taxed, I put him out there on Monday. Because you got Towns out there, he's walking like he's got cinder blocks for feet. OG's got the foot problem. Josh Hart has a chronic knee injury. Mitchell Robinson being brought back slowly. You got Precious dealing with a hamstring. I mean, a lot of these are normal wear and tear over the course of an NBA season. There's not one team right now who is 100% healthy up and down the roster. It's just 82-game season. You're going to have normal wear and tear. So I would go out there. I would play him, especially with this team looking like they're kind of limping around right now. So that's just what it is. Oates says PJ's 6'5". Listen, in some matchups, he can hold it down for you, man. He can hold it down. He's got that old man strength. He's damn near 40. So there it is. Is Hulkamania still injured? Yes, he's out with the torn meniscus. He had the surgery, and so maybe he'll be back at some point, maybe when the playoffs start. I guess that's best case scenario. Zach says, how much does he have left in the tank? I think he's completely washed, like I said. But, hey, we'll see what it is. Now, it's a 10-day contract, and with the Knicks being $543,000 below the second apron, his 10-day contract is only going to cost them $119,000. So they can continue down the 10-day contract path all the way to the regular season, or they can sign him for the rest of the regular season, or they can convert one of the two-way contracts into a regular season contract if they move past him on the 10-day, after the 10-day contract. So it's not necessarily the case that the final roster spot is finalized. He's just in it for right now for the 10 days, and then we'll see what happens from there. The two-way guys, Beauchamp and Watson, are not eligible for the playoffs. They would need a regular season contract. So I don't think they're going to make it. They're probably just here for the evaluation period. Do they even play? Probably not. They'd probably go back to Westchester at some point. All right, so that's PJ Tucker. Now, in other news, Tyler Kolek, we were asking about Tyler Kolek just yesterday. After last night's game, Knicks need a playmaker. Tyler Kolek is on a plane on the way to Sacramento. Maybe he's there already, and maybe we see him on Monday. So that's where it's at. Diamond Holdings. Why not Mo Bamba, the New York legend? You guys been looking for Mo Bamba for the last 5 years, man. It's a good question. Knicks obviously saw something in PJ Tucker that they feel like he can help this team in some capacity, maybe not on the court. But again, maybe they value the veteran presence. Tan says Kolek is not the answer. We're not looking for answers, sir. We're looking for capable bodies to play basketball until the captain returns. You're not looking for saviors on anything. We're talking about the 15th man on the roster. We're talking about second round draft picks. We're not talking about saviors, man. Frat Guy 1906, shout out to the Alphas. He says, I see us falling to fourth spot. A lot of people are kind of panicking, waving the white flag. We're going to lose. We're falling. Look, even if they fall to fourth, that's not even the worst case. They still get home court in the first round. You got a matchup with either the Pistons or the Pacers. You're still in a favorable matchup. Maybe it's the Bucks on an outside chance, but I don't even think that dropping to the fourth seed is a big deal, honestly. And I also believe that this team has more than enough talent to win most games on a nightly basis. Last night was a night they could have won that game. They're on the second night of a back against the wall, and they didn't get the job done. But they should be able to win on most nights. They just got to go out there and execute. Junior Coroma, what's good? Yeah, I don't see the fall. The falling is just, all that panic. It's too much panic being set in the fan base right now. Everybody's got to relax, man. Who's everybody in the chat? Jamel Brown. He's a dog. He's just an old one. Yeah. CP went out a guy like Tice. Well, Tice went over to Europe. So I'm not, really familiar with the contract or legally what could have been done to bring Tice back to the States. I got to go back. I don't really recall situations where a guy had just signed in Europe and then left and came back. Is there a buyout, involved in that? I'm not sure. Malik Shabazz, bring all them Jordans with you. PJ Tucker, yeah. Go to Golden State and smack fire out of Draymond Green. Do that, and you can get a regular season contract. Excuse my French, family show. When am I hearing Jalen's MRI results come back? I don't know. I'm not sure. Yeah, Mikal did step up yesterday. Mikal Bridges did step up yesterday. I was pleased with his performance. Left a little bit out there, and that's that. I'm assuming Moses Brown wasn't that popular since he doesn't stay on the floor defensively. Yeah, clearly, because they brought him back to Westchester and never had any motivation to bring him up. So clearly Moses Brown, they weren't as high on Moses Brown as we were. I don't know where all this Oladipo talk was talking about, but let's erase that from our memories. What are we talking about, man? For weeks now, people CP, what do you think about Oladipo? What about him? I think he's a nice guy. I do wonder what life after basketball is like for him. I wish him well, but I don't want him to play basketball on this team to do what? We're back into the name business. Reality is, he's just he's not that guy. Yeah, E. Gibson, Bridges has to be more aggressive, especially with JB out, for sure, yeah. And we saw that last night. I was very encouraged with his aggressiveness last night. They just got to, reestablish their chemistry. And also, defensively, there's no Mitchell Robinson last night. You get Mitch coming back against Sacramento. We should be all right. Will Rose, I'm kind of not hyped on PJ. I don't think there's any reason to be hyped. I'm just a conductor, sir. I'm just relaying the news so we can talk about it. Yes, at least Father Allah, forever Allah. At least Tyler knows the system for sure. Does he play significant minutes? I don't think so. Lau says it's a 10-day. You're not supposed to be hyped. Yeah, we're not hyped, man. Bring in Dadier. Sure, yeah, sure. Bring in Dadier, man. Definitely bring in Dadier. Chris Connors puts up more, grabs more rebounds than Sims, sure. Yeah, you're looking for a locker room presence. You're looking for a guy to tell Karl Anthony Towns and Mikal Bridges you're playing soft. Yeah, nostalgic Nick. Begley did say Tucker on our show. Yes, he did. Number one show for the fans by the fans. Absolutely. Watching a little Duke, North Carolina right now. Second half, North Carolina up by 5. Cooper Flag limited with foul trouble, so he hasn't really been able to take off in this one. Yeah, I'm watching it, Courtney J. I'm just now like really. This is literally the first college basketball game that I'm even like watching for more than 5 minutes. With running Knicks Fan TV and NBA Report, it's a lot of work, man. So I haven't really been tapping in on the college scene, but now with March Madness around the corner, St. John's also doing their thing. I'll be locked in for sure. I did not see the St. John's game, but I saw that they beat Marquette in a buzzer beater. So very happy for them. Very happy for Rick Pitino as a New York guy. We've been waiting for St. John's to get back to respectability at the very least, and he's bringing them there. So it's a great story. You gotta love a good story like that. Who else we got in here? We got a good crowd in here on a Saturday night. So yeah, I'm gonna be tapping into this. I'll tap into Celtics and Lakers, and then UFC 313. We got Alex Pereira fighting tonight. So I'll be tapped into a little bit of that. I'm not gonna lie to you, man. I'm tired as hell from these back-to-backs in the weekend. So that's why you don't even see me with the regular setup. Rich Jim, hardest working man on the two. That's a fact. Yeah, so I had to go with the casual setup, but still tap in with the family. You know what I mean? But yeah, man, I'm trying to get a little bit more rest tonight. Might have Starberry tomorrow for Knicks Weekly. I'll keep you guys posted on that. But yeah, we lining up some good guests for next week as well. Tri-State AV, appreciate you, man. Appreciate you. Is there a head coach that's available that you recommend should Tibbs go? I give Sam Cassell a try. I give Sam Cassell a try. The next chick is shaking her head. She's like, hell no. Why not? I think she's still thinking she's got Rockets PTSD. So she's like, nah, she's not with that. Well, Sam Cassell. It's funny how guys become like hot commodities and not. Remember when Jerry Stackhouse was a big name? Death Row, right on cue. What about Stackhouse? Remember when Stackhouse was a big name? And now, like, he went to Vanderbilt, was no longer a big name, and now he's on the Warriors bench. Very funny how guys just come and go, and the names get hot, and then you just don't hear anything. Susan says, now we just need Tibbs to make adjustments. Hey, we'll see what that happens, man. Mark Barbaro says, I'd rather see McCullers over PJ. I think the plan is just to keep McCullers developing, staying healthy in Westchester, go through a full summer league. I'll be there. I hope to see him more in summer league. And then maybe next year he gets more of an opportunity, because it's going to be very important for these kids to contribute in the back end of the rotation. So that's McCullers, that's Kolek, that's Huck Porty. Maybe it's a Moses Brown. Maybe they end up signing him. They get desperate. Who knows? And Knicks fan wife, will Cody Glock check in tonight? I don't know where the Glocks is at on this Saturday night, but I hope he's being safe. Somebody said Shaka smart. I don't know. But hey, listen, man. There's 19 games left. And that's why I say, like, people are like, man, you're not hard on the coach. You're not hard on the coach isn't going anywhere right now. We got 19 games left. Team has to lock in, get healthy, and start winning some games. We got enough talent to win games, man. Yes, the coach has to make his adjustment, but the coach ain't out there playing. They got to man up. We got talent on this team, man. They can go out there and win games. They got to get it together. And when the Blockness Monster's out there balling out, it ain't because of Tibbs, this, Tibbs, that. Blockness is handling his business. You know what I mean? Don't worry about the coach when it's time to worry about the coach, man. Dev says he should be going after this year. Like I said, I don't have all the answers, but I highly doubt it. Sidney Dean, Tibbs got to go. Okay, listen, you guys all have fair point on that. My whole point is that I don't believe it'll happen, so I just don't like to berate the point every single time. I just want to talk about the games, man. Mitch might have made a difference yesterday. Yeah, Duran might have made a difference. How long is Huck Porty going to be out? When he originally tore it, they said 4 to 6 weeks, so you can figure a month. Do I think PJ Tucker sees minutes? I think they will sign him for the rest of the year. Does he see minutes? I doubt it, but I would. I don't know how many more back-to-backs they have left for the rest of the season. But, like, on those nights when, like, Mitchell Robinson isn't going to play, and you might need him. Michael White says, why do you love the coach so much? Michael White, you got to listen. You got to listen. I just explained it, sir. It has nothing to do with the love for the coach. It has nothing to do with the love for the coach, Michael White. If every show we came on said the coach got to go, the coach got to go, what value would this show bring? It's a boring point to recycle every single minute, every single show. Is there buyer's remorse on the cat trade? Not for me. Julie's had to go. You got to take a chance. Yeah, I mean, we're 19 games left. Playoffs on the way. We're talking about a new coach. Like, that's going to happen. What type of effect PJ's going to bring to the locker room? Hey, he's a veteran. He's played for a number of teams, a number of coaches. He's a guy that players around the league respect. And this is a fairly young team. I mean, youngish. You know, they're not the Rockets, but like, you know, Josh Hart just turned 30. Campaign's 30. Those were the oldest guys on the team. So you got a guy who's won before. That guy's respect. Yeah, just an addition in the locker room, right? We've been asking about bringing in dogs. Bring in the dogs, man. Could Mo Bamba still be signed by the Knicks? No, I think Mo Bamba Hive. I think y'all got to stand down, man. I think it's over for you guys. Need some toughness, though. I got my portable microphone in, so sometimes when this phone heats up, or after like 20 minutes or so, the audio might start to get staticky. If that is the case, let me know. Will this team play better with Cat at the 4, Mitch at the 5? You're going to have to see that a lot more. And I think we will once Mitch gets up to speed, once the Block Nets monster gets up to speed. Junior Caroma always in here. Salute. Will Rose, appreciate you. Now we need Jericho Sims. Tugboat, how you doing? Tugboat Taylor. Why didn't we go after Steven Adams? When was Steven Adams available, sir? Steven Adams was a name that fans wanted to become available, but Houston had no intentions of trading him. I always said that. There was no sign that Houston was ready to trade Steven Adams. They had just traded for him. And you see what the veteran presence has done with that young Rockets team. Now, they've come back to the pack a little bit, but the veteran presence made a difference. Ricardo never realized how horrible of a defensive player Cat is. Well, yeah, we saw it when they put all their chips in the middle and brought Rudy Gobert into the mix. He's just not it at the 5, man. Oh, we got a merch order. Shout out to somebody who bought merch, man. Shout out to somebody who bought merch. And we just read up on the hoodies, man. The KFTV hoodies, more are in stock. Large, extra large, 2X, hey, 3, 4X. For you guys that need it, need a little bit more room. More KFTV hoodies have been restocked in the store. So just go to KnicksFanTV.com. Chris Shamus got his hoodie. Shout out to my guy, Chris. We're going to drop an orange hoodie also for the spring lineup. We're going to drop an orange hoodie there. Junior Caroma, the beanies are so comfortable. Good looks. Yeah, man. Yeah, beanies are definitely comfortable for sure. You think Dan Hurley could make a good possibility if it came to that? Why not? Why not? Like I said, I don't have the answer for who's going to be the guy to take this team over the top. I do agree with all the sentiments. They need a guy who makes adjustments. They could use a refresh in terms of a voice, a better offensive system. All of that is valid, man. All of that's valid. I never said the guy was a perfect coach. Even when they first signed him, I said he could be a stepping stone coach, a guy who sets the tone, establishes the foundation, and ultimately you move on from him. And that could very well still be the case. Yeah, the orange hoodies is coming, man. Orange hoodies is coming. I got some other stuff coming out. So, yeah. Yeah, Fernando, good question. Why isn't Tibbs staggering Bridges more with the second unit? He's kind of went with, when they were at full strength, it's kind of been Cat with the second unit. But I think McCall could kind of use that opportunity to get more into a rhythm, to get aggressive, showcase himself, and his shot creation ability. Hurley does have a good thing going at UConn for sure. But he seems like a guy that is going to want to elevate, continue to elevate in the game. Punk Monk, CP chilling. Yeah, I'm chilling tonight, man. Chilling tonight. I had to go to the dentist today, too. I had to get a crown, man. So it's been a long day, man. Eddie says, CP very professional. I know he wants to bury Knicks management. Honestly, no, man. I don't. Like I've been telling you guys, man, this is not an easy process to put this team together. Remember, we're not starting from, tank to draft pick leading us here. They've had to make moves, and a lot of got to get lucky, man. You got to get lucky. Like the Dalen signing, they got lucky there. He turned into an incredible player, superstar. They got lucky with Dante. Like, they had to move RJ, move quick, go get OG in there. Those are not easy things to do, man. George Jones, we should really be enjoying this period of winning. Yo, we were in the dark ages for 20 years, ladies and gentlemen. It's not easy. They still have time to get the team together. They still have time to balance out the roster and figure this thing as a 2 to 3 year experiment in which, because of the investments that they made, if they don't believe that the coach is the right person, then they're going to find a new coach to maximize the talent. This is always what happens in sports, especially when you make investments in your team. The first thing to go is the coach. Frat guy, what do I think about LeBron confronting Stephen A. Smith? Like, the whole Bronny thing was doomed to start. We were always going to get to this point. He was never an NBA prospect. Everybody knew it. LeBron rushed him in there because he's LeBron. LeBron rushed him in there because he wanted the father and son on the court situation. And they doomed the kid. Now, what was he going to do, staying at USC or wherever he was at college? Absolutely nothing. So you bring him up to the league, you give him the experience, you put him in the G League, which is like college level, fifth year college. And then in a couple of years, we'll see. Maybe he goes to Europe. Maybe he sticks it out at the pro level. So I don't think Stephen A. was wrong in terms of his commentary on it. And for LeBron, yes, as Stephen A. said, LeBron is coming at him as a father, and all of that is understood. As a father, I get it. But like, this isn't a situation where your son is a civilian just sitting on the sidelines and you're talking about him. Your son is in the arena. I always talk about the arena. He's one of 400 some odd, whatever it is, NBA players. And when you're in the arena, you are subject to scrutiny. That's just what it is. So, LeBron confronted him like that. All that is for publicity, man. He knew it was going to go viral. Stephen A. knew it was going to go viral. The one thing that I knew Stephen A. was capping on was like, my publicists, my agents, everybody told me this was going viral, so I should talk about it. No, Stephen A., you're getting 20 million bags. You have to talk about this. So he went on his show and, leaked the whole conversation. I even thought that was a little bit lame. Like, you keep the conversation between the two of you. But at the end of the day, there's nothing for LeBron to get worked up over. You brought your son into the arena. You forced him down everybody's throat. And this is what happens. It just is what it is, man. I'm worried about the Knicks. Let LeBron worry about whatever that's going on over there. Lash, what up, Lash? Yeah. So, this is just the conversations that we having in sports now, and then it's no longer about the sports. It's about the chatty patty drama, gossip, all of this, man. I'm worried about Jalen Brunson's ankle getting back to normal so Captain Clutch can go kill in the playoffs. That's what I'm worried about. I don't watch First Take. Y'all know that. I don't watch NBA Today. I don't watch none of that. I do rock with Big Perk though. When Big Perk says something about the Knicks, I'll tap in. Shout out to him. He just hit me up. We got to get Big Perk back on the show. Big Body Brunson, absolutely. Yeah, everybody's just after attention, man. Tugboat salute. Somebody else had a question in there. I thought that was pretty good. Malik Shabazz, salute. Courtney J, the picture of Patrick Ewing as a Jamaican uncle. Happy week. Yeah, man. That's my guy, man. I love Patrick Ewing. And of course, when I was seeing about the game, I was like, this looks like my uncle, man. This looks like my family, man. Looking for the domino game and wondering where the red stripes or the white rum is at when they pull up to the barbecue. So, yeah, just running it back. PJ Tucker, 10-day contract with the Knicks. Our guy Ian Begley, this was his pick for the last roster spot. Does not mean that he has secured the final roster spot. Just means that he has it for 10 days. It is a $119,000 cap hit on the Knicks books. The Knicks are $540,000 below the second apron, so it keeps them below the second apron, brings them a veteran presence in the locker room, and a front court insurance piece. God forbid anything happens. Or, hey, if Tibbs opts to bring a guy, bring him in, give him some minutes. I think the front court could use some help. So you bring him in. I think he's washed, but it is what it is. It's the 15th man. It's nothing to get worked up over. Janir Rivera, does Kolek deserve minutes? Absolutely. And I hope he does starting on Monday in Sacramento. I think campaign is campaign is campaign. I think that it's time to give Kolek a look. They need a playmaker. Thoughts on John Cena heel turn? I thought it was interesting, man. I watched it. I watched Elimination Chamber on Saturday. Before I went to the Heat game, I was watching it Saturday morning. I caught the replay. I was replay gang for the Elimination Chamber. I thought it was very interesting. An interesting twist nobody saw coming. Great job by Triple H. I still love The Rock. That's my guy. That's one of my favorite guys. Stone Cold is definitely my favorite of all time, but The Rock, right up there, right underneath. Stone Cold Rock, I rock with Sting heavy, Shawn Michaels. I could go down the list. My Mount Rushmore changes on a daily basis. But anyway, I thought it was cool. And we'll see what happens with the whole WrestleMania situation. It was interesting that they're going to have him paired up with Cody Rhodes for his final match. But, yeah, it was unexpected. And interesting. The whole Travis Scott thing was hilarious. Like, yo, I was watching the whole time. I'm like, yo, Travis Scott, he's always cringy to me. I like his music, but just just watching him, he's a very cringe character. Just on a whole, he just always seems like he's tweaking out every time. So he pulls up to the ring with The Rock. I was like, yo, Travis Scott. He's looking crazy right now. Lo and behold, he punches Cody Rhodes in the ear and legitimately ruptures his eardrum. I say, yo, I really got Travis Scott out there hurting your talent. That was crazy, man. But yeah, he always looks like he's tweaking out on these pills and whatnot, man. He's a very crazy guy. He was on something, as usual, Jay. Is that right? Am I right? He always looks like he's on some sort of like Ritalin, Adderall, Hey. He said, man, get Travis Scott out of here. He legitimately, yeah, he always looked like he's tweaking off of something. Somebody said that was a fake Travis Scott. The Hitman. Yeah, the Hitman was my guy. I rock with the Hitman heavy. You know, when it came to like actual talent, because everybody's like, oh, the wrestling's fake, the wrestling's fake. Sure, but obviously when guys can legitimately get hurt, but some guys also had like were very good talent wise, and the Hitman was up there in terms of talent. You know, some of you guys my age, Mr. Perfect. They would call them technical wrestlers. Mr. Perfect was up there. Kurt Angle was very good. Underrated, yeah, laid back. Kurt Angle was very good. Chris Jericho. Rock with Chris Jericho heavy. Very good. Junior Karoma, yeah. Certain guys were just very, very talented at the craft. Like they could do 1,000 moves like Dean Malenko. Underrated. You know, and Chris Benoit, I know a lot of people don't want to mention his name because of the controversy, and rightfully so. He did a very heinous thing. But if you're talking about like actual talent, nasty. Eddie Guerrero, nasty. Yeah, 100%. For sure. Rey Mysterio, I can't believe Rey Mysterio's still doing this thing at a high level. Yeah, I can't believe Rey Mysterio's still going, man. And he looks like, some of these older guys, like I think Chris Jericho should be hanging it up. He's all dad bodded out. He's 50 years old. He got dad bod heavy. It's time for Chris Jericho to hang it up. But he had a very good career, man. Yeah. Like some guys were better for the entertainment, and some guys were very good in terms of like in-ring talent. Sting was my guy. 100%. Sting was definitely my guy. Iron Mike Sharp, Lisa Lopez. Iron Mike Sharp. He was an excellent jobber, man. But Sting was great, man. Oh, why doesn't Rob Van Dam get? I told you my Mount Rushmore changes a lot. Rob Van Dam is my guy. Love Rob Van Dam, man. No question. Rob Van Dam, it was a problem. Do I remember SD Jones? No, I'm not that old, man. that was your time. Who's that? Fabian Amarata? Yeah, that was your time. I ain't that old, man. Macho Man definitely had skills. Yeah. Rob Van Dam was my guy, man. I got an old video. Shout out to KnicksFanTV Jeff Johnson. I got an old video when we first started making content. When we hit, we're close to like 90,000 subscribers right now. When we hit 10,000 subscribers, we used to go to the YouTube used to have a studio. They used to have a studio in 4 cities across the world: New York, L.A., Paris, and I think they had one in the Asia Pacific region. Where once you hit the 10,000 subscriber mark, you could go to the studio and record content, do whatever you want for free. So some of you guys remember this, but I used to do podcast episodes from the YouTube studio. It was in the Meatpacking District in New York City. And Jeff was one of my first guests. And me and Jeff got into a heated wrestling debate on that podcast. I got to pull it up out the archives and put it up, man. That was a funny episode. We had a debate about our wrestling Mount Rushmore. Me and Jeff got into it heavy. Oh, Cactus Jack, that was my guy. Long Island legend, man. I rock with Mick Foley heavy. That's my guy. Favorite theme song, obviously Stone Cold, because that's my guy. Tag teams, Legion of Doom theme song. Legion of Doom. I thought the Dudley Boys were a great tag team as well. Dudley Boys were excellent. They said Lex Luger's getting into the Hall of Fame. Shout out to him because he's looking pretty bad right now. Shout out to Lex Luger, the total package, man. Yeah, that was my guy. But he had some sort of, I think, a spinal something that really ruined him. Well, Razor Ramon, yeah, absolutely. Okay, Mike's. All right, yeah. So yeah, it's around that time. It's around that time, like 20-30 minute mark when the microphone goes out. Yeah, Razor Ramon or RIP, man. Yeah, this is my portable mic. This is what I usually take to the game. But for some reason, I got to get a new one. But for some reason, after like it gets hot and it starts to heat up, the audio starts tweaking. They said it's the bodega mic. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Razor Ramon, R.I.P. Man, that was my guy. He was great. Definitely, I remember the ladder match. That wasn't the first ever ladder match, but the ladder match between Razor Ramon, Shawn Michaels at MSG. Unbelievable, unbelievable. I went to a few events at MSG too. I went to Royal Rumble. I went to the Royal Rumble 2000, I think, at MSG. And I went to SummerSlam in 98. Went to SummerSlam in 98. That one was Stone Cold versus The Undertaker in 98. I went to that one, but I was watching it from, they had a separate event, ticketed event at the MSG Theater. And it was, you could get tickets for that, and then you would watch the rest of SummerSlam on the big screen from the MSG Theater. So, but in the MSG Theater, it was it was Ken Shamrock versus Owen Hart in the Lions Den match. You guys remember that? They basically had him in an octagon, basically, in the theater. That was 98 SummerSlam. I was there at the Garden. Yeah. Bret Hart, Shawn Michaels. The Goldust. Goldust was funny, man. That was funny, man. Booker T segments. Yeah, Owen Hart. That was another, man. Talent. Very, very good, man. Very good. But yeah, man, that was a nice trip down memory lane, man. You know, the PJ Tucker stuff wasn't all that exciting, so we had to go down a little wrestling history there. But yeah, we'll do some more of that. I'll bring Jeff on. Can bring Kaz on as well. There's a lot of crossover there with KFTV fans and old wrestling history. I'm on it in terms of like when Royal Rumble into like WrestleMania, I start to watch it and then I'll trail off. So obviously, like with The Rock involved and John Cena and stuff, those are still kind of like my era of stuff. So I'll still tap in. I still tap into it. D Block, salute to you, man. Appreciate it. Appreciate you. Unknown, all my franchise channel members, man. Salute to you guys. Enjoy the Saturday. We might be back on Sunday. We'll let you know. And yeah, man, PJ Tucker, man. Let me know your thoughts. Cop some merch, man. We got some merch updates on the hoodies. New York versus the World snaps. KnicksFanTV.com, man. You know where to find it. And appreciate you guys, man. See you guys either tomorrow or Monday. Just stay tuned for the updates. All right? Peace.